Hey, DOT community. This is another episode of the DOT Aftershow with Zalon and Bo. How we doing today, Bo?
Doing good, Zalon. Doing good.
Nice,
Got
nice.
had a little weird live stream. It started early and a day late, so it was a
Yeah,
day late and half an hour early.
yeah, exactly. And then even the Twitter notification came on that said, join us in 30 minutes. And that came on in like 10:30 or something Eastern Standard. And I was like, why? Why is this happening? I was like, the live stream's on right now. Don't join them in 30 minutes. You know? But anyway, so yeah, the live stream definitely had a lot less people that knew about it, and they got on. There was only maxed out, at least on the YouTube side, maxed out at like 180 people that I saw, but which is definitely way low. But again, like we said, this is to be expected when they don't do it during their regular time. So, all right, and it was just Matt and Haig this week, so no Dom. And of course, they did. One of the main things they started to go over was the Hogs of War event, which of course we already did a live stream on it yesterday. I mean, I did, and a bunch of other YouTubers as well have put out different vids and streams on this current event. So I think everybody knows what's going on with the different hogs. So how are you doing in this event, there, Bo?
um, I don't think I've started yet.
Oh,
My personal goal is just to get up to like the 4,500 and collect the tokens because I literally have everything that's available in this event already.
mm-hmm.
So this is a great event for just collecting gems and souls and I mean gems and relic tokens to use for future events. So
Correct.
they did hint at some sort of special event next week, but
Yeah.
combine that with when they talked about when Odin's going to come. I don't think Odin's next week. I think it's
Boo.
something else.
I don't either. Well, under the predictions of Zalon, we still have this next week, and then the week after will be Odin. That's what I think. Again,
Okay.
we had
Yeah.
this
See,
event.
I'm thinking there's going to be another week in there.
Yeah, see, Bo's on the 4-week
Uh,
plan. Myself, I am on the 3-week plan. I'm thinking, so we'll see who's right. We'll see who's right. But
yeah.
I think we still have next weekend, and then the weekend after that will be the weekend where we get Odin. But we'll see. We'll see. So one of the things they did mention right off the bat, besides after talking about the Hogs of War event, is and showing off all the piggies. Was they mentioned about the AI changes, of course, that have happened recently in the game.
Yes.
That a lot of people are getting
Yes.
more greens on their castle.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see myself really getting rated at my castle, right? But that's also right.
I mean, so I don't know about you, but to me, it's just been a kind of like a breath of fresh air breathed into the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting again. It had been the same for so long that it had gotten kind of stale.
Yeah.
And now it's like kind of have to relearn everything, and new titans that were not so great before are now coming back into the rotation, specifically like champions and paladins.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, since the troops target the closest troop, you can tank with your titan and let your take grins in again on offense.
Yeah.
And me personally, I like it. Now, the specifics of the actual changes, like all the details are like, 10 seconds on this, and, a radius on that. I'm not talking about that specifically. I'm talking about just the fact that it's pretty much a different game now, and I got to relearn all this stuff, which is fun.
Well, yeah,
for a lot.
and Matt mentioned something about that on the stream, actually. He mentioned about the fact that they are trying to replicate the constant meta change, which, it was implying that he was talking about Overwatch and other type games out there that have a changing meta, that it makes it's real big for the game, and it definitely like you said, breathes life back into the game, where people are interested in finding out what's the best way to do things again, and how to, which titans to focus on, which spells to focus on, which troops to focus on, and it definitely does throw a lot of players now are talking about all the different things that they're changing up in their plans on what their what their goals are. A lot of goals, Titan wise, relic wise, and everything else are all changing. So
yeah, Titan relics and also battle strategy. Like kiting is a big part of this change was not to completely eliminate kiting from the game, but to make it to where your level 15 castle player with a with a max ranger can't take down a level 25 garrison. They never really intended for that to be the case. So attacking, the kiting when you're attacking way high, like you're punching way above your weight class, it's more difficult now. So it just learning new battle strategies is it's very, very, very interesting for a lot of people. Because a lot of us, the collecting part of the game is nice, but for me, the playing, like the actual playing the game part, is what I enjoy. So now I get to relearn all this stuff that I thought I knew, and now I don't. So
exactly. Well, they all, of course, the killing kiting was one of the things that they mentioned. I'm Terra spell nerfing. Calvarax is back. Like, these are all specific things.
Calvarax is awesome on offense now. I'm just gonna say it. And the higher your level, obviously, the better he's gonna be, because those skeletons just go up. But there is something that everybody needs to know about Calvarax, and that is that the Blood Vial relics, specifically the Blood Vial relics, because they give skeletons resist against poison, it's coded wrong, and it's giving a negative resistance to poison, which means it actually makes Panthers and Poison Titans do more damage to skeletons, because 100 minus becomes 100 plus, right?
Exactly.
So just and they are aware of that. Yuki pointed it out, so credit to Yuki for pointing that out. Yes. And then I did some verification testing, and sure enough, without the Blood Vial relics, the skeletons can take down Panthers. But if I put the Blood Vial relics on, which are supposed to provide poison resist, the Panthers just run through them like they're not there. So it's definitely broken. So just FYI, go ahead and use Calvarax. Go ahead and level up those relics. Just be aware that if you're going against poison, don't take the Blood Vials. Take something else. And they are aware of that. They're fixing it. So it'll be going forward, whenever they fix it, probably it'll come out in the 1.22 fix. Because that's Calvarax is kind of Matt's baby. So I'm sure he'll prioritize that getting fixed, because that is a pretty huge bug that never came up until now, because I don't think anybody ever really used Calvarax all that much.
No.
Until the skeletons actually became a viable troop, because before they were just kind of like a distraction.
Most definitely. And I don't think anybody really, that's why Calvarax is level 2 with me still. I mean, nobody was considering him to be at all viable at all. So.
Yeah.
But
I had a lot of fun playing with Cal. I did a whole hour live stream just with Calvarax from the test account to highlight the new changes. And, Calvarax, I took down Sergion's Siggy on his garrison with a bunch of archers and spearmen, and it was basically just the skeletons did the work. I don't think Calvarax did anything. And then of course you've got all your other troops.
That's what everybody. That's what the main consensus has been, is the fact that Calvarax, it doesn't even really participate. It's just and the troops don't even have to participate. If you have high enough race dead, you're able to just go in.
Yeah. All right, so then let me say this. There was a rumor that the lightning troops were going to end up being a spell, like the Raised Dead.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, boo. I'm going to tell you what, after playing with Calvarax and playing with skeletons in a spell format, I actually would be okay if lightning troops came in the form of a spell.
Yeah.
Because you can drop them anywhere on the battlefield. You can drop them behind the troops. You end up with a ranged troop that does melee damage when you're talking about the skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually okay with that. I think I'd probably still rather just have a regular troop because it's hard to do the spell troops on defense.
True.
But if it is the spell on offense, then you got lots of possibilities. Especially if they end up giving you like 11 and 12 to take into battle with the relics.
Yeah. Well, everyone just watched me lose to an Edelus here a little bit ago. I just took my Soulzar in, not really checking to see exactly what I was going up against, but I wasn't doing too shabby, and then I did not see the Edelus pop out. I didn't see where he was coming from, and he got a shot off on my and took me down pretty quickly. So unfortunately, that's what happened, and I was gonna try to go back at him with my actual Edelus instead, but then I realized I just pulled him off my defense. So anyway, back to what we're doing here. They did mention that the elemental resist relics are going to be coming out very soon after the 1.21 update hits, or 1.22.
1.22.
Yeah, 22. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's AI changes is what they were focusing on. Now they're gonna, why is everything that drops in battle physical resist? They're gonna get on that next. So that's good to hear.
Most definitely. Along with the Pantheon is incredibly close to release. They keep on saying that.
Can't wait. I got lots of haul Titans that are just taking up room waiting on the Pantheon.
Yes. But at the same time, too, they also mentioned, somebody asked about, are they addressing the fact that Thor keeps walking around in circles? Yes, yep. Someone is specifically tasked and working on that specifically right now. So I know that
if you guys want to see what Thor does, with what we're talking about, I did a really short 3-minute video on my channel, and it is the foot race. It's the AI changes, and I just lined up all the troops and sent them forward just like a foot race to see who would win. But I took Thor in, and he's just walking around in circles like he had way too much ale. He's just walking around.
Too much of the old tankard. Yeah.
He drained the old tankards, like all of them, in my relic inventory, and he's just walking around in circles like he has no clue where he is or what he's doing. So, but they are aware of that, and they are currently working on a fix for that. So good job.
Yes, that's great to hear, especially. So. Besides from that, somebody asked why there's no more epic tokens for the altar takeovers, because as we see in the altars, and I'll show you real quick. I'm
glad they asked that question.
Yeah, because we have the daily deal, the daily Titan, and then we have the 5 and the 15 sets included in these Titan takeovers, but they have not included the epic token, the 15 through 40. Which I have 2 epic tokens sitting there, but I don't really want to pull them if I know that my chances are still going to be the same old what we see in the temples compared to what we have over here with the special fire, ice, and poison titans that are in the temple. So, yeah. Besides, but that's what they did. They did mention that they're going to try to do something.
I don't know if I agree with the reasoning behind why they said that they're not doing that, but at least we know that there is a reason behind it, and it's not that they just forgot.
Yeah, might be. It might be. Well, we don't want to be giving away super high level Metanos. They want you to have to level that up. I mean.
Yeah. So basically, the reason that they gave was the temple takeover was about getting a specific Titan or a specific type of Titan, and the pre-leveled Titans is about just getting, keeping it to where that's a pre-leveled Titan, whether you're going to use it for fusion or just, maybe you get lucky and pull a level 44 star. they wanted to keep them separate. Like I said, I don't know that I agree with that, but
Yeah.
at least there is some reasoning behind it, and they just, oops, we forgot, you know.
Yeah. Well, it might not be so much oops, but yeah, they just might not want to do it. But anyway,
Yeah.
Besides from that, put fear. Well, I don't want to. See, I have to still. I'm in the process of still using my fear spells to get them out of my inventory to replace them with other spells because I'm not using fear on defense all the time. So yes, still in the process of doing that. I think a lot of other players are also on the same boat as that. But anyway, so besides from that, the new arena event, Haig said within a month. So he's actually given a time frame.
So I was encouraged by that. We desperately need a new play mode in this game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the individual PvP or PvE, actually, because it's not PvP, it's player versus everyone, not player versus player. When you battle garrisons or lands, you know, that's kind of the core thing. And then, you know, Throne Wars was great because it was something new. If we have a new type of event that focuses on the arenas, you know, we need a new play mode. This game is mature in the fact that the core is there.
Are the players mature? I don't know about that.
No. There's a lot of players that aren't mature, but the game itself has matured to the point to where it's time for a new. And I don't mean just a special thing that happens like once every 3 months.
Yeah.
Right. We need something that is available. You know, if not all the time, then like once a week. Yeah. You know, whether it be some sort of alliance versus alliance war mode or something that pops up that you can do besides just, you know, battle for position on the season and, you know, raid lands for souls and resources. We desperately need something like that. I know they're working on it, but, you know, it's hard to wait sometimes.
Yeah, it is. I agree. So, but
and for all you players in Legend League who send messages about why did you cap my land, just don't bother. Yeah. The reason we capped your land was because it was in bonus and it had VP and natural motion. There's a button that says capture, so that's what we do.
That's right. So, they also mentioned about the art. There's an art director right now currently working on lore. That is definitely something that a lot of players have been asking for a while. More in-depth lore on the actual game. So I'm interested to see exactly how that all rolls into how everything goes with the events. So.
Well, usually when you have lore being developed, and that's like backstory for the game. You did have some that you saw when you progressed through the campaign. So usually the backstory and the lore is tied into a single player campaign mode. I'm hoping that that's tied into what they're doing with the Adventurers Guild building. That we're essentially going to have, you know, some sort of single player campaign type thing that's ongoing. And that's another aspect because, you know, a lot of players play this game and they're interested in the you know, they want to be super competitive. They want to place first in their league, or they want to place first on the global leaderboard. And that's all well and good. And we do that ourselves. There's also a segment of players that really don't. They're not all that concerned about being, you know, the most super OP player in the game. They enjoy doing the single player campaigns and just upgrading their stuff and collecting and that type of thing. So not everything can be about the end game top of the Legend League players. There's a whole base of players that they have to make sure that everyone's concerns are addressed. Yep. So.
Also, too, there in 1.22, there's a new relic type coming out. They did mention that.
Yeah,
which was
that was interesting.
very interesting.
I missed that part of the stream because I came in late, and then I started rewatching, and then you called me, and I've been on the phone with you since then. So,
Yeah.
tell me what they said because I missed that part.
Well, they just said new relic coming out. It didn't say much about what it actually was. But it's interesting to hear that there's a new type, and it said that it had it was useful for other things than battle, which is a bit very different than what we're used to.
So we have economic relics, which like the levies and the warps.
Yes.
And then we have like the pickaxes and the plows for the farms and the mines. So something along those lines, maybe. Maybe something to do with Titan. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the XP relics.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be battle, though, right? That would be considered a battle relic.
It would be. Well, it could be XP relics. It would be cool if it was. It'd also be cool if I could win this battle, but it probably won't.
I know they're working on ways to make leveling your Titan up a little bit easier because it's a little bit difficult now. Because you've got so many Titans, and I got a bunch of them sitting at level 1 because I'm still working on the other ones that got priority. So I know they're working on some things, some ideas to make it a little bit more viable to get your Titans leveled up quicker, more quickly. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Interesting. We'll see.
I beat that castle I lost to earlier, so everybody that's watching this in the background is going to be like, all right, Zalon, at least you actually won, even though your Titan went down. Again, the same thing happened again. Stupid Atlas came out of the woods, and I froze him too early. My Atlas wasn't far enough to pop that round off before he could... It was just bad. I still won, though. I needed to get that done for my dailies, so thank goodness. But thank you for entertaining everybody while I was doing that. Oh my gosh!
I mean, when I was doing the Calvarac stream, it wasn't about winning the battles. It was about learning about the skeletons and how all of that works now under the new AI. And everybody was like, "Oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, you could have beat that. It's an easy win." I'm like, it has absolutely nothing to do with winning that battle.
Yeah.
So. I did win the battle, by the way. I was just saying that wasn't the goal. The goal wasn't to go in and wreck somebody. The goal was to see how effective skeletons were now since they got a major boost. And they did. They got an awesome boost.
I feel like this is going to be real easy, so I'm going to have Siegfried go in. And also, too, Matt won the battle contest between him and Haig, which was pretty cool.
Yes. And
also, too, people have been asking for 3-star Titans. They've been asking for, and my suggestion is to do a replay event, but then add new 3-star Titans underneath them. But make sure the replay event is for a Titan that is very well liked, like a Mamesh. Keep saying that over again because I want a Mamesh.
A Mamesh or a Matano, because do you have Mamesh? You don't have Mamesh.
I don't have Mamesh, no.
So you're waiting on the next Mamesh event to come out. Okay.
So, I mean, that's why... I mean, the Matano, that's why that event was so well-liked, was the fact that... the Valkyrie event was so well-liked because Matano was in it, included. I mean, so many people wanted Matano.
That was a good choice. That was a good choice for them.
Yeah.
For that. I was wondering what they were going to do, but that was definitely a good choice.
Yeah, most definitely. But besides from that... let's see. All right. Will Luxley won the 12K gems at the very end on YouTube, which was pretty crazy. Will Luxley's from the Non-Toxic Alliances. But besides from that, that's pretty much everything that was in the dev live stream today. Besides from that, it's anything else that you want to add there as I battle this last battle out?
Well, you've got a note on here that said they hinted at new lightning and earth boar titans. I didn't hear that part.
Oh,
So
we
was
didn't
it like
talk about that.
Did they talk about it, or
Well,
was it just
no,
like an in passing
they
comment?
just said that that's a good idea and that they should do something like that. But you know, they didn't say
Yeah.
anything about how soon. They did the usual Dom thing, you know. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We definitely need a. We definitely. I would like to see a stone snout and
Yeah.
a shock hoof. I don't know what we decided to call the human pig.
Yeah.
Maybe we just name him Bacon. I don't know.
Maybe.
But it would be cool. It would be cool. It's not something that is absolutely needed, right?
Yeah.
From a competitive gameplay standpoint or a balancing standpoint, but just from a, I have OCD and there are 6 elements and only 3 pigs and it's driving me nuts standpoint.
Yeah.
To have the full collection of all 6 Spore Titans, 1 for each element, would be kind of cool.
And I'm gonna get housed on this one. Oh. Well, 130 or 140 some K defense seemed pretty reasonable taking Siggy in, but unfortunately to say, the champion, he has the right resists. He had too much physical resist for me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh well. But anyway, so yes, this is gonna wrap up another DOT after show with Zalon and Bo. And we will be back again soon, hopefully next week with some more great info on what is to come. So thank you for joining us. And for the Non-Toxic Gamers, I am Zalon.
And I am Bo.
And we will be back. And we're signing off.